About Time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to everybody who has been taking out the time to subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, share the videos, like the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Let's get these subs up to a stack. 1,000. So if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Encourage others to subscribe to the channel, become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. So let's get to it. Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. Well, I told y'all. See, now a lot of people finally seeing now that Teofimo Lopez was, blowing a lot of smoke. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the rap with no cap. He was. He tried to, he threatened to vacate the title when when the fight went to a purse bid. And then, Triller picked it up, and Triller was trying to put the fight on in October because of course, we know they were supposed to fight in August. And then, that didn't happen. And then the fight went to a purse bid. Triller got it. Then Teofimo Lopez started talking about he had COVID and all that stuff like that. He was lying about all that. And then he was threatening to vacate the belt because Triller was trying to, because he was saying, him and his father was saying Triller was trying to force them. But the fight had already been made. But he just was trying to get out of fighting Kambosos. And now y'all see why he was trying to get out of fighting George Kambosos. See, a lot of people, it's funny how, like on my Instagram, a lot of people was talking a lot of trash. And they was like, yeah, watch what he gonna do, because I guess Teofimo and them had put up the joint when he knocked out Maynard, whatever the guy's name was, but he knocked him out in the first round. I remember his father kept screaming, "First round, watch, first round." Then when they tried to crash Kambosos camp, and then somebody from Kambosos camp put their hands on Teofimo Pop, and he talking about, "No, he put his hands on me, bro. He put his hands on me. You gonna pay for you gonna pay Saturday night for what you about to do to us." Oh, something he was saying. But see, all that talking, I seen other videos. He was talking about fuck Showtime and Showtime and well, I don't want to talk about them. See, this is what Teofimo Lopez didn't understand. Having those belts didn't make you, for him, having the belts was the only thing that made him relevant. But having those belts don't make you a star. It don't make you, like that guy that gets all the money. And this is what Teofimo Lopez thought in his head when he beat Lomachenko, because of how big Lomachenko is. Lomachenko was another guy who couldn't have a belt, but he got a whole country following him. People want to pay to see him fight because people love Lomachenko. People don't love Teofimo Lopez like that. And he thought, well, once I get the belts, then I'm going to be the man. Having those belts don't make you the man. Especially if you don't have no drawing ability. And Teofimo Lopez don't have no drawing ability. That's why they were going to have a fight overseas. I think in Australia or something like that. They was going to have it over there because Teofimo Lopez couldn't really sell no tickets here. He even talked trash about Tank, and what did Tank say in the interview? Man, tell Teofimo Lopez, man, he need to go try to sell some tickets before he start talking any trash to me. See, his mouth, him and his father, this was their downfall. See, it's one thing to be humble for real, and then it's another thing to pretend to be humble because the cameras is on. And this is what Teofimo Lopez was doing, pretending to be humble because the cameras was on. But he was really arrogant, him and his father. And y'all want to dive into the fight? Let's dive into it. See, when Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, it really didn't have too much to do with skill for real. He was just bigger than Lomachenko. He was bigger than him. And a lot of people felt like Loma got exposed in that fight. But like I said before, Teofimo Lopez chose to fight George Kambosos for the same reason that Lomachenko chose to fight Teofimo Lopez. And that was to avoid fighting Devin Haney and other fighters, probably Ryan Garcia, probably Tank. But we know that Devin Haney was Lomachenko's mandatory when Loma dropped the belt to Devin Haney and then petitioned the WBC for the franchise title, for the franchise WBC title. We know that. And because Teofimo Lopez didn't have as many fights as Devin Haney did, so Loma felt like this guy's fairly inexperienced. Plus, he got that IBF belt, so I'll be able to get the belt, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know the rest. But it backfired on Lomachenko. And when they started talking about, and y'all can go back and look at all these videos Teofimo Lopez put out on his own. So nothing that I'm telling y'all is cap. This is the rap with no cap, I'm telling y'all. When he was talking about his fight date was supposed to happen coming up in like May or April or something like that, and he was talking about how he was going to, how he's, you know, then he lied, said he sent the contract to Devin Haney, never even sent the term sheet. Then he ran into Eddie Hearn, told Eddie Hearn, you know, he told, checking the mic, he told Eddie Hearn he wanted $10 million to fight Devin Haney. He know he wasn't worth that. He barely got $1 million fighting Lomachenko. And he never made that much money to date up until he fought Lomachenko. But see, this is what I mean about having those belts don't make you that guy where you can just start demanding all kinds of money. You got to remember, going into the fight with Kambosos, he was 16-0. This was his 17th professional fight. See, this is why I don't understand why people, Duran is 28-0 with 26 knockouts, and people are talking about he needs some more experience, some more fights, but nobody said nothing about Teofimo Lopez being a unified champion with 16 professional fights. He was 15-0 when he fought Loma, 16-0 when he beat Lomachenko, because he didn't fight since then. Now, see, if he was smart, what he should have did was he should have took at least 2 tune-up fights. But see, being greedy, thinking because you got them belts and thinking them belts make you the man and you can start asking for all kinds of money. Nah, dude, you shot your own self in the foot with that one. And then Bill Haney and Teofimo Lopez's father was doing a FaceTime. Y'all can look that up too. When Bill Haney said, "Can I go to DAZN and get $4 million? Can I go to DAZN and get $4 million for this fight to happen?" His father said, "Let's do it." Teofimo was they were supposed to send a contract, term sheet, and all that. Never happened. Then he turned around and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight George Kambosos. Kambosos is a bigger fight, bigger than fighting Devin." And this is no disrespect to Kambosos. Congratulations to you, Georgie boy. I knew you could pull it off anyway. I knew it. See, styles make fights. Styles make fights. And you got to remember, like I said in the last video I did before the fight, I said that they were evenly matched. The only thing I said was I gave Teo the power. I gave him, the slight edge in the power department, just slightly. But Kambosos came into that fight with 10 knockouts, and Teo with 12. That's still pretty much evenly matched. Kambosos had 19 professional fights. Teo had, 16. And then when he said fighting Kambosos was a bigger fight and this, that, and the third and all that, no, that's not why he chose. That's not why he picked Kambosos. And if anybody out there who gonna watch this video, if you watching this for the first time and you new, subscribe, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and hit that share button and hit that notification bell. If y'all watching this for the first time, y'all know what I'm saying is true. He chose to fight Kambosos because he said, you know what? If I fight Devin Haney, because Devin Haney already got the WBC lightweight title, if I lose to him, then he gonna be the undisputed champion. So I'm gonna fight Kambosos because it's an easier fight. Then I can probably, like, plus, make a little bit of money. And I think when Triller picked up the purse bid, they was gonna pay him, I think, like $6 million or something like that to fight Kambosos. And then he tried to wiggle out of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these shenanigans and these damn games that this dude, him and his father be playing. Like, they really believe that they were like some upper crust in this fight game. No. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a hell of a fight. Oh, it was a hell of a fight. It was a hell of a fight. Maybe even be candidate for fight of the year. But I know everybody underestimated George Kambosos. They did. Because he was relatively unknown. Nobody never really heard of him. They looked at it like he hadn't really fought nobody. But Teofimo hadn't really fought anybody either up until he beat Lomachenko. And again, that was a lottery card. It wasn't like he, really beat people with these names and all that stuff and earned his way to it. No. Loma gave him that lottery ticket because Loma thought he would be an easier victory. And it backfired on him like it backfired on T.O. Let's be real about this, y'all. Let's not act like, we don't know, why Teofimo chose to fight George Kambosos. But see, and this is why with all them games he was playing, talking about he had COVID, threatening to vacate the IBF title at one point if they was going to try to make him fight, and then talking about he wasn't going to do this, he wasn't going to do that. He thought that he would mentally, psychologically, and emotionally throw George Kambosos off his game. Figure he would probably slack up, stop training, go up in weight, Probably come in at the weigh-in overweight, got to lose some weight on the scale, drain his body out, gain the advantage that way. None of that stuff happened. He stayed focused the whole time. And then Teofimo Lopez was trying to give himself a two-way street in the fight. After the press conference, before the fight, he was talking about he was injured. Oh, I'm going into this fight injured. So if he would have won, then he would have been like, yeah, I beat this guy and I was injured. But then he lost. Oh, well, I went to the fight, I was injured, so I wasn't 100% anyway. Excuses. Nobody want to hear that shit. Excuses. Nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear it. Now, the only thing we got to wait to see is there a rematch clause in this contract. We know DAZN picked up the fight, so we don't know if the term sheets and everything followed under their rules, or, because T.O. was supposed to, he went back to top rank too. Now remember that after all that stuff, he ended up going back to top rank. When he went through that thing with Triller, that's when they was like, oh, he back with top rank. So usually when it's a fight, of this magnitude, unified, mostly all the titles on the line, there's usually a rematch clause in the contract in favor of the champion. If he loses, he get the automatic rematch. Now, of course, we heard Teofimo and his father talking about them moving up in weight, going up, seeing what's going on up there at 140 or whatever. He going to get dusted up there too. But me personally, I don't think Kambosos should give Teofimo Lopez, if there's not a rematch clause. If there's not a rematch clause, I don't think Kambosos should give Teofimo Lopez a rematch. I don't think he should do it. Because you know why? If Teofimo would have won, and because that fight was as hard as it was for him, if he would have won, he would have been like, nah, I've been there, done that, proved myself, I beat him. We moving on to bigger and better things. That's exactly what Teofimo and his father would have said had they won, but they didn't. So if there's not a rematch clause, I don't think Kambosos should give Teofimo Lopez a rematch. I wouldn't give him one. And for real, yo, Teofimo, I'm not gonna say he's done, but some people say he may be a champion again. It's possible, but I don't foresee it in the near future. I don't see it. Because if he go up to 140, he gonna have a hard time. He talking about Josh Taylor, you know. And me personally, I think Josh Taylor can beat him. But see, now Kambosos just went from being the 100 to the 100. Everybody putting their name out there for him now. Everybody. Because it'll be more easier to do business, and Kambosos gonna make some money with that, with them belts. Now, if he's smart, before he take any of the big names, like far as title defenses, he should take like maybe 1 or 2 fights. Do something smart, something that Teofimo Lopez was too stupid to do. Him and his father. See, they thought just because they had them belts, they thought that they could dictate everything from that point on. No, we got the belts now. We could dictate everything. That's not what that means. Especially if you can't put no asses in them seats and you don't have no drawing ability. Yeah, they fought at Madison Square Garden, but they fought in a part of Madison Square Garden. They didn't fight in the big joint when Miguel Cotto and fighters like that filled up the arena. Keith Thurman, guys like that filled the, Sean Porter fought, filled the arena up. No, they fought in the Hulu Theater. Holds 3,000-4,000 people or something like that. So that right there just goes to show you're a unified champion with all them belts, and you can't bring 20,000 people, 30,000 people. You see, another thing he should have did if he was smart, he could have fought Loma again. But see, from now on, Teofimo gonna kind of do like what Oscar De La Hoya used to do. Oscar De La Hoya would, people would say, they would see him fight somebody and he would say, I don't think that fight would be good, blah, 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 or make up an excuse why he didn't want to fight him. Though, nonetheless, Oscar did fight a lot of people. But when he fought Ike Corte, that was one of the best fights Oscar De La Hoya had. When people said they wanted to see a rematch, Oscar was like, I thought the fight was boring. That fight was not a boring fight. That was a hell of a fight. Knockdowns, they knocked each other down and all that. Like they was going in that joint. This was a good fight. And it's sad because I think a rematch would be good to see. But just because Teofimo Lopez wanted to be such an asshole, I don't feel like he deserved a rematch. And like I said, the only way he's going to get one, I think, is if there's the rematch clause in the contract. He talking about he's not a sore loser. Yes, he is. Because now he feel like his relevance is gone. Those belts was everything to him. That's all he was talking about. It's the takeover. It's the takeover. Nah, man, it's the fake over. That's what it was, the fake over. You and your father running your mouth, doing all that talking. Don't have no respect for nobody. See, that's why people need to understand, like, Canelo could be beltless right now, and people will still pay top dollar to see him fight here, sell out, because of his ability, his drawing ability, his popularity. Teofimo is not that popular, and especially him and his father has been rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. You even heard Kambosos say it in some of the press conferences, stuff. Like, yeah, a lot of people, that was around y'all, they not around y'all no more because of how y'all are. And Kambosos told him, he said, those belts, he said, these are your curse. These are your curse. See, that's why I said it's a difference being humble for real, as opposed to pretending to be humble when the cameras are on. Anybody can do that. But Teo and his father was arrogant the entire time. And look, some of y'all don't agree with me. So what? Y'all just don't want to believe it. Just like the people on my Instagram. They was mad, You know what I mean? Especially when Kambosos hit him with that quick, that first round right hand counter pull, that little time that joint perfect. Boop. Dropped him. Because everybody was playing that joint, talking about, oh yeah, this is what we gonna do to Kambosos. I said he's not gonna do that to Kambosos. Now shout out to the people who, you know, turned back around after the fight was over and was like, oh man, you was right. So shout out to y'all. But I don't do certain things to say that or talk about certain things to say that I was right. I do it just based on, my research, my analysis, and, watching, studying the fighters when they're in the ring fighting and different things like that. I make certain comments. I make my comments and stuff based on that. And that's why I said when Teo fall, it's gonna be a hard fall. He said he ain't a sore loser, but I'm telling you, that boy probably home right now crying. Lost my belts. But hopefully this will be a lesson for him. And it's a shame because I give Teofimo credit because he is a talented fighter. He is. He just need to learn how to handle himself and conduct himself better. Be a professional, dude. Be a professional. Stop thinking that, them trophies, mean that you get to call all the shots and do whatever you want and you get to jerk people around and talk all this trash. Like, come on, man. What do you mean? And they talking about F Showtime and all that stuff. Like, PBC deal with them. So now, where does Teofimo Lopez go from here? Do y'all think that he's going to be a champion again? Straight up, honestly. A champion or a unified champion, he's not going to be an undisputed champion. From this point on throughout his career, I don't care what nobody say. He's not going to be an undisputed champion. He already thought he was when he wasn't. And to be honest, I don't think he's going to be a unified champion again. It's possible he may win another title, but I don't think he's going to be a unified champion again with 2 belts. I don't see it. Now, I don't know if they, if after this fight with Isaac Cruz, if Tank might be trying to, come down to 35 to try to, do that. It would be nice to see him and Devin Haney do it. I would love to see an undisputed lightweight champion. You know what I'm saying? So it's possible that him and Devin Haney may do it. And I think if he do fight Devin Haney, because Devin Haney is his actual own promoter and he co-promote with DAZN, I think that would be some good money for him and for George Kambosos. And I think it would be a good fight. I think that fight would be like a chess match. And I would say, like, in the power department, those two is kind of like evenly matched. I just think that Devin Haney, he got better combinations and he can hurt Kambosos with the combination punching. You know what I mean? I think he can hurt him. But there's a lot of fights out there for George Kambosos, and I would love to see a lot of those fights. So I hope that he can, I hope that with his team that they, choose the best route. You know what I mean? And do what's best for him while he has those titles. Now, how long he's gonna hold on to those titles is a difference. That's a different thing. That's a whole different conversation. But I don't know. What's y'all take on the fight? Let me know how y'all. Do y'all feel like it was a good fight? I thought it was a hell of a fight. Tip my hat to both of them. It was a hell of a fight. They gave a hell of a show. Now that kind of fight is the kind of fight you should be putting on in front of 20, 25,000, 30,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Or over in the UK somewhere, 70,000 and all, 70,000 people. That's the kind of fight that was, that it should have been. It's sad that it had to come to that because of all of that back and forth crap and the shenanigans and the games that Teofimo and Lopez and his father was playing around. It's sad, man. It's sad. You know what I mean? But, like I said, it was a hell of a fight. But I want to know what y'all think. What was y'all take on the fight? How you know what I mean? What y'all think? Do y'all think Teo deserve a rematch? I don't. I'm telling y'all straight up, I don't. If it's a rematch clause, he may exercise it. I don't know. They was talking about going up to 140, so we gonna see. But let me know what y'all think about Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. What y'all think about the fight? Y'all happy for Kambosos? I am. Y'all think Teofimo Lopez is crying? Sad? I think so. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're watching this for the first time. Like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell. Stay up on the latest with Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Peace.